Good morning to you too. Okay, I would like to ask you, please, a few questions about what you are doing about Terra Systems Switzerland and their innovative solutions. But first of all, I would like to ask you, what is sustainable road development and sustainable land development for you, and why it is so important in these current times?
That's a very good question, Lubna. And first of all, thank you for letting me be part of this interview.
Pleasure.
Sustainable road development is a topic that has been of, I would say, immense importance in the recent times. The reason being that due to the extreme growth in population on the earth over the last 50 years, there has been an extreme exponential increase in the demand for what we call primary aggregates. These are, for example, gravel, sand, cement, etc. And these are the basic, you can say, components or bricks to an economy of prosperity and development. Now, in the developed, so-called developed world, they utilize massive amounts of these. And then you have the what they call, I don't like calling them, but they call them the third world countries who are trying to get developed, to catch up with economic prosperity and development, who are kind of catching on the usage of these primary aggregates in order to develop a what they call sustainable infrastructure or sustainable road system. The problem is it's not functioning for a couple of reasons. A, there is only a finite resource available for these kind of primary aggregates. And B, due to the increase in the population, they explode the whole exploration of using these resources is not parallel to the increase in population. So there is a gap. And the UNESCO recently released a very interesting report on this. We are, by the way, officially responding to that report as well, on the fact that there needs to be a governance model in place in order to be able to manage these primary aggregates and the manufacturing of these primary aggregates. So why it is important? Because of the fact that these aggregates are not always going to be there. In the Philippines, for example, where we are quite active, they have even placed quarry restrictions, which means you can't quarry anymore for sand, gravel, and for cement. So how do you build your infrastructure? With Terra 3000, we developed a portfolio of solutions that helps address that problem because we don't need those primary aggregates anymore, firstly. Secondly, we have an extremely reduced carbon footprint. The amount of carbon emissions that are released in the manufacturing of these primary aggregates, as well as the amount of carbon emissions released in traditional, conventional road infrastructure development, land development, is massive. Because you have excavation works going on. Whatever you excavate, you need to take it away on trucks. And then whatever you take away, you need to refill in the same volumes with these primary aggregates. We don't do all that. So that's the second aspect of the sustainability. A, no aggregate requirement. B, carbon emissions minimal. And I think the last factor, which cannot be underestimated, is the sustainability aspect of longevity. How long is the solution actually functioning at a good quality? So how long do you have this road that you've built or the land that you developed for a site? How long does that go on before maintenance work needs to be done again? Because remember, every time you do maintenance, again, you would theoretically need aggregates, you would need carbon emissions that you release. So hope that answers your question. In essence, it's about, just to summarize, it's about leaving the dependency on aggregates so you help preserve the world's natural resources, number one. Number two, the reduction in carbon emissions in order to be able to develop this infrastructure. And number three, the sustainability with regards to longevity by having a high quality, Switzerland is famous for quality, so a high quality solution in place where you have the reduction in maintenance over a long period of time. So that is pretty much, in my opinion, sustainable infrastructure, sustainable road development, and why it is so important in today's world.
Thank you very much for your answer.